Hello students, I am coming with a very important topic for you. Protective action of lyophilic colloids, gold number and emulsions is our topic of the day. And students, I told you that you know that we have discussed that lyophobic salts are unstable. They are not stable because they have only charge and are not solvated. They are not surrounded by the solvent sheet of molecules, as they are solvent hating, dispersion medium hating. Therefore, they are not stable. And in order to stabilize the lyophobic salts, to stabilize the lyophobic salts, we add lyophilic salts. What we do? We add lyophilic salts. So lyophilic colloids can be added to stabilize the lyophobic salts. Because lyophilic salts are stable, because they are loved by the dispersion medium. They are highly solvated in water, they are highly hydrated, they are surrounded by a sheet of the solvent molecules which stabilizes the lyophilic salts. There are two things which stabilize the lyophilic salt: the charge as well as the high amount of the solvation of the particles of the colloids. So what will happen if we add lyophilic salts in lyophobic salts? Supposing the lyophobic salts are there, supposing this is my lyophobic salt. Now I add lyophilic salts. So they will surround these lyophobic salts and form a sheet of lyophilic salts which will act as a stabilizing or protecting the lyophobic salts. So what we say that the lyophilic salts are protecting the lyophobic salts, lyophobic colloids. So what we say, they have a protective action. So protective action is there. Which one? Lyophilic salts are used as protecting colloids for the lyophobic salts. Now there is a concept very important which has been given in order to find the protective power of different lyophilic salts, and that is what I want to explain to you. This you have to be very careful and alert. I am talking of the gold number. Gold number. To explain this, I am saying here I have a test tube. In the test tube, students, I am taking 10 milliliter of gold, 10 milliliter of standard gold salt. Standard gold colloid, I am taking this standard value. This is red in color. And standard means that it has 0.005, 0.0053 to 0.0058% of gold. Students, you know gold salt. You already know gold salt is lyophobic. Therefore, it is not stable. And we are saying that if we add 1 milliliter of 10% NaCl solution. I have another test tube. Here I have 1 milliliter of 10% NaCl solution. If I add this in gold salt, 10 milliliter standard gold salt, it coagulates because this is a lyophobic salt. It is not that stable. So if I want to stop the coagulation, then I have to add a lyophilic salt, and I am saying the minimum amount in milligram in milligram. The minimum, I am saying the minimum amount in milligram of lyophilic salt, which must be added to prevent coagulation of standard gold salt, standard 10 milliliter gold salt when 1 milliliter of 10% NaCl solution is added. Note down, students, very important. You have to keep in mind what I said. This is 10 milliliter standard gold salt. This is red in color. This is lyophobic salt. This is not stable. And if I add 1 milliliter of 10% NaCl solution, it coagulates. So minimum amount in milligram of the lyophilic salt which must be added to stop this coagulation process is called the gold number. So students, experimentally they found the gold numbers of few substances, which I am giving you values which I have taken from the experiment. What they found is gelatin is the best protective, has the highest protective power in terms of protecting the coagulation of the lyophobic colloids. The value of the gold number for gelatin comes to be 0.005 to 0.01. Experimentally, this has been determined by experiments, I am saying. Then they found for casein. Casein, this is a protein which 0.01 to 0.02, and then they found for hemoglobin HB, I am saying is hemoglobin 0.03 to 0.07, and then for albumin. So this value was found to be 0.1 to 0.2. These are experimentally determined values. Potato starch. These are lyophilic colloids or lyophilic salts which are added to the gold salt when 10% NaCl 1 milliliter is added to stop the coagulation. Potato starch was 20 to 25 gold number. So as you can see, the best protection is given by the gelatin because it has a lowest gold number. Students. So here one thing which I want to tell you, that smaller the gold number, greater the protective power. That means protective power is inversely proportional to 1 by gold number. So this is the sign of the, I am saying, inversely proportional. Protective power is inversely proportional to gold number. Smaller the gold number, greater is the protective power. So the gelatin is the best lyophilic salt because it needed the minimum amount to stop the coagulation of the standard gold salt. So this concept is clear, students. So I will rub it off. I hope you can take a screenshot. It's very important gold number, and you can see protective power inversely proportional to the gold number. Okay, students. So we are coming next part of our lecture today, which are emulsions. So what are emulsions? How they are formed, how they can be stabilized, emulsifying agents. We are going to discuss emulsions. They are nothing but liquid colloidal systems. Liquid colloidal system. That means the dispersed phase is liquid and dispersion medium is also liquid. both are liquid, and the two liquids which I am talking are usually immiscible or partially miscible Here we have two liquids which are immiscible or partially immiscible. So there is a fine dispersion of liquid particles in liquid dispersion medium. That is what the emulsion means to us. So the definition of emulsion is clear, students. Let us see what are the types of the emulsion. Usually we are going to talk of emulsions in which one of the component is water. So we are going to talk of two types of emulsions. First one I am saying is oil in water. So here water is my dispersion medium. It is present in larger amount, and oil is also a liquid. This is a liquid, both are liquid. This is liquid, this is also a liquid, and this is my dispersed phase. There are fine droplets of oil in water. For example, milk. In milk you have liquid fat, which is oil, dispersed in water. Dispersed in water is my dispersion medium. So here what we are saying. Then similarly you will find vanishing cream, students. Here also you have water as a medium, dispersion medium. Water is my dispersion medium, and oil is my dispersed phase. So this is the first type I am talking, students. Let me come to the second. You have noted this down, oil in water. Second, I am talking of water in oil. Second, water in oil. This is a liquid. Now oil is dispersion medium, is present in larger amount. Which one? Oil. And this is my dispersed phase. Cod liver oil is one of the example in which oil is present in larger amount, in which is dispersed water. Butter is also example of this, students. Butter is oil dispersion medium and fine droplets of water dispersed in oil. Cold cream. In summer, when the skin is dry, we use a cold cream. That is also example of water in oil. So here you have noted down these examples. Let us see how the emulsions will be formed. What I want to say, next point, that emulsions are not stable. They need emulsifying agents to stabilize. Important point. You have two liquids, you are mixing, they will form two separate layers. Oil and water will form two separate layers. So we have to stabilize them. Unless some emulsifying agent is added, which can form an interfacial layer. Emulsifying agents form interfacial layer between the fine liquid dispersed particles and dispersed medium molecules. That is what they will do, and hence they will stabilize. So we need stabilizing or emulsifying agents. For the first one I told you, oil in water, or I may represent OW. Oil in water, the emulsifying agents used are proteins. Proteins can be used, gums and soaps. They can act as emulsifying agents. What they are, you know that in soaps, you know what they do. There is a hydrophobic group, there is a hydrophilic group. So one group is oil loving, other group is water loving. So they form an interface between the two dispersed phase particles and dispersion medium particles. Hence they stabilize them. And if I have other water in oil, here also we need emulsifying agents. These are heavy metal salts of fatty acids, मतलब long chain acids. You can use heavy and long chain alcohols and lamp black. So it acts as a emulsifying agent. Emulsifying agents are necessary in order to stabilize our emulsions, or they will not be stable and separate into two separate layers. So we have told you that what type of emulsifying agents we are using in order to. How will you test the emulsions, that whether it is water in oil? Supposing I am saying oil in water. How will you test that it is oil in water? The dispersion medium is water. Dispersion medium is water here. It is present in larger amount. Milk, I said, for example, milk. So if you add small amount of dispersion medium, it will dissolve. So in milk, if you add small amount of water, it will dissolve. But if you add dispersed phase, it will not dissolve. So that will prove that it is oil in water. So if you will add oil in milk, it will not dissolve. But if it is water in oil, then if I add oil, it will dissolve. If I add oil, small amount dissolves. But if I add water, no. So this is a way of testing. One way of testing, by adding the dispersion medium which is present in larger amount, we can test this. This is called the microscopic method for testing. This was our microscopic method. Second, I am saying that we can use the conductivity measurements. Conductance we can measure. Actually, if it is oil in water, then if I add little electrolyte, small amount of electrolyte, then what it will do, it will form ions, and ions conductance will increase. Conductance increases, so which will show that it is example of oil in water type of emulsion. These are some of the ways, students, we can test. Now what are the properties of emulsions? They show same thing like Tyndall effect, Brownian movement, and also they can show coagulation by addition of electrolytes. If you will add some electrolytes, then emulsions will coagulate and precipitate. Now what are the demulsifying agents? How to Demulsification by boiling. If you heat it by cooling and by centrifuging, and also by addition of electrolytes. So if you will heat, then what will happen? The layer between the dispersed phase and dispersion medium, which is protecting it, will break down, and the result will be demulsification. Then they will get separated. They will get separated into two separate layers. And if I cool also, the same thing will happen. Centrifusion, if you give high rotation, for example, when you make cream from water, that is example of centrifuging. And if you add electrolyte, you already know coagulation takes place, or you can destroy the emulsifying agent. So students, here are some of the ways of this. And applications of the emulsions is we are using in metallurgy in froth flotation process, where pine oil is used to form an emulsion, and it forms foam which floats and it can be skimmed up. Similarly, for the making of cream from milk is a application of the formation of emulsion, and you can separate the cream from the milk. Okay students, I will meet you next time.